Broncos country, we are back. It's mic'd up. I'm your host, Mike Carmelini, and joining me tonight is DMac from Altitude Sports and Ben from Sports Talk Denver. This is going to be lit. What's up, fellas? Welcome to the show. DMac, Altitude Sports, Ben, Sports Talk Denver. It's good to see you guys. How we feeling?
Not great. I lost my first round on this show, and you put me up against a living legend, a guy who's gone toe-to-toe with Aqib Talib. Told him, did you shoot yourself? Went toe-to-toe. Von Miller said, is marijuana part of your life? Started a fight with Marquette King and won. Like, I'm going to get my socks blown off. This is going to be a nightmare.
Wait a minute. That's great. Those are three great stories.
That's actually, I usually don't award points this early, but
he's crushing it on my. Ben's crushing it on my stories. I love it. That's awesome.
He's getting points for your stuff. DMac, how you doing? Welcome in.
I'm doing great. Now, let me get this straight. This is where I was left off of everything, like I didn't exist in the world, and then people guilted you into reaching out to me, Mike. Is that how this rolls?
I'm just going to give you a point and just leave it at that.
No,
all right.
It is like
I'm not going to answer that question because I feel like I'm being attacked. All right.
I'm not being attacked unless the facts are an attack syndrome.
None of those facts are correct.
None of those facts are correct.
None of them are, well, except for maybe the part where you might have been ignored for a little bit. But we covered that before we came on. Like I said, I had like 100 shows, and then I realized, holy shit, I'm missing like this guy, and this guy, and I did get called out for that. The reason you're on the show is because you're one of the best in Broncos country, and I wanted you here.
I love that you guys are doing it. I love being part of this space, and again, it goes to the dislike of my family that I'd rather talk to you guys rather than them.
Same. My studio is 200 feet away from the house. They don't even.
Fair.
It's locked. The door's locked. They don't know where we're at. But guys, how exciting is this initial foray into the free agency? Wow. We made some moves. It's like the old Broncos, right? If there's a move to make, we're going to make it. But before, I do have to ask, were you not at Ball Arena last night?
I was.
What the hell's going on out here? 20 points?
It was disappointing. And you have to ask yourself, is Minnesota the Nuggets daddy? They are. Infamous Vic Lombardi would say. 5 in a row, man. Not good. Not great. And Michael Malone said there was exhaustion from the emotion from OKC. And I don't know, man. I don't know if I can get paid $35 million and be emotionally disconnected from my job. So I think you should. I think everybody should expect better.
Yeah, I agree. All right.
Yeah, and getting paid but being emotionally disconnected from your job. Enough shots at Derek Wolfe. Let's get into this show.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Let's get it going. You know what? I'm awarding points early tonight.
I'd be worried that Derek would be insulted by that, but this is a sports show, so I'm not worried about him seeing it.
Yeah, he's not watching. We're not talking about hunting or anything here.
Yeah.
Although we're always looking for cougars. Ben, what are we at? What is it, March 13th? We picked up a linebacker. We picked up a safety. We got our ace, which Coach Sanford let me down and called it a joker on the air, and I have to punish him now for the next 12 months. Where are we at? Give Broncos country your brand new shiny State of the Union address for him.
Dude, we are so freaking back that it's amazing to me that every hole that we had on this team, we went and filled and massively upgraded. And I can't remember a time that I've felt this way after free agency. We've had so many things that we had to plug each offseason. But this offseason, it's like we had linebacker trouble, safety trouble, and we haven't had a good tight end since Julius Thomas. And we didn't just hey, find a serviceable person. We found freaking studs there, and we are in good shape.
Love it. Love it. Great take. DMac, what do you say? State of the Union for Broncos country? They should be happy, right?
Absolutely. And the Evan Engram story, I'll give you some inside dope on this one, was fascinating. Engram wanted to be a Bronco. The Broncos lowballed him. The agent, Mike McCartney, related to Bill McCartney, was like, that's not good. So let's go over to the Charger land. But the Chargers knew that it was going to be tricky, that Engram's first choice was Colorado. But they said, we don't care. We want to take a swing at it. And they did. And he walked away. Engram walked away conflicted, takes a red eye back to Atlanta to talk to his family about it, the Broncos upped the offer. So when you see that offer,
wow.
That's right. So when you see that offer, that is not what the original offer was by the Broncos, but they didn't have to up it too much. Engram wanted to be here. And then he took his publicity photo signing his contract in a sweater and a button-down jersey.
He looked like Urkel.
Yeah. You're a nerd?
Like I would let him date my daughter in that picture. Look at that guy. He's got his little button-up shirt and his little sweater.
But I can't help but think it's another one of these Sean Payton sort of guys. Yeah. Somebody that's not going to be we're not in Randy Gregory category here, okay? And I think Engram works for so many different reasons. But Hufanga and Greg Greenlaw and even Engram, they all come with injury issues. So everything is conditional. But that's who you get in free agency, guys. That's who becomes available.
Yeah. And that's how we got Peyton Manning, and it worked out fine. But then there's times you make the bet. I also heard, and this is from an inside source, that at the Chargers training facility, the tour in Broncos at Dove Valley, they showed him the trophy case with all the Super Bowl trophies. And then when he went to LA, Phillip Rivers' 12 kids just came out and kind of greeted him like Stepford wives. And that's how he made his choice. But that could be wrong. That was from Cecil Lamey, so I'm not sure.
Well, wait, I am going to lose this battle. I'll tell you right now. If this is the way it goes.
No.
Wait, who was your source on that?
It's an inside source. Don't worry.
Inside source. Yep.
Just don't. Oh, right, my guy sees had a tough day, didn't he?
Yeah, that was a tough day. I feel bad about that, but I'm keeping that little nonsense video forever because it's a great callback. Great job. What do we got? We got a tie game. Let's talk about Vele. I've heard this take. So,
okay,
DMac, this is what I do. I go good take, bad take every show. Okay. Now, if I were to say to you, with the players that we have now, okay, Vele is receiver 1B next season.
Ooh.
Is that a good take or a bad take?
It's probably a bad take because of how much they've got invested in Mims and what they're hoping he does. Plus, they want Troy Franklin to be more dynamic, and Engram is likely to take away Vele catches over the middle. So it's probably a bad take.
Yeah. Agree. Big Ben, what do you think? Good take, bad take.
I think it's a bad take, but I am pretty high on Vele in that.
Yeah, me too.
He fits like the Marcus Colston system, exact RAS score, like height, weight, speed, all that kind of stuff. And I hope he's back, but are we 1,000% sure Cortland's back? And if not, then it's is Mims and Franklin, and then he could rock it up, and it could be like Ingram's number one because we need to do something with Cortland.
Wait a second. Why wouldn't Cortland be back though?
Well, because he's on the lat, he could hold out and force a trade and do kind of what Ayuk did, and because there's a ton of dead cap money in his contract.
No.
So I hope he's back. But that's
we all hope he's back. And I see.
Are you kidding? But, I mean, he should be. He is barreling down the path of a new contract.
I hope so. Yeah.
Because they didn't add. They weren't even interested in DK Metcalf or Devontae Adams. Not even interested in those guys. And Cooper Kupp, from what I've been told, is they're going to talk to him, but a lot of teams are going to talk to him. They'll probably make a very mid sort of offer to him. And if he wants to be here, he wants to be here. If not, I think this all sets up for Cortland to get actually a lot more money.
Yeah, we talked about it on the show before. Great job. Great takes, both of you. And I agree. Cortland's got a lot of power here. I think he's got some, Bo wants him back. Who else are they putting out there?
Well, the only thing that might upset the apple
Cup.
The only thing that might slightly, and it's an outside shot, is if they draft Egbika or Luther Burden at this point. But again, I think that's an outside shot. I think the one hole they have left is running back, and I don't know if they're going to be shy about getting Omari and Hampton with the 20th pick. If they like him, I think they go for it. And the key is to having your quarterback solidified. You have the luxury, especially because you did so well in free agency, to seriously go after guys that, I don't know, other people might not take that highly, but it works for you. And that's an awesome place to be at.
Yeah, agreed. Both of you. I still think we need a veteran running back, though.
Why?
Well, so I guess unless somebody's going to really step up in pass pro and take that P. Ryan sort of, third down, protect Bo, maybe catch something out. Like, I don't know that.
Well, shouldn't that be Audric? Wait, hold on. Shouldn't that be?
It should be. It should be, but
the
guy got benched at the end of the year,
game.
so I don't know where we stand with him.
That was wild that he got scratched for Bidet. I agree, but are we allowed to curse on this thing or not? Are we cursing or not?
Yeah, you say whatever you.
He's built like a brick shit house, Estime. So I'm not really worried about him theoretically being able to do that, unless you just don't believe in him. Period. Like what? But again, like what bet are we talking about here, Mike? I mean, the pickings are slim right now.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about a bell cow or a running back. I'm talking about at least somebody that knows the game, that knows where the blitz is coming from and can pick it up. Like just something that simple. Like I don't know that until somebody else proves that they can do that, because I didn't see really anybody else do it last season. Until somebody proves they can, I would just feel better if we just got like a competent 3-4 year pro that just knows how to do that, and then we can get rid of them later if we need to. If Estime or we do get an Amari Hampton or something that can actually do that too. Mm-hmm. I would feel better, but that does scare me a little bit because I haven't seen Jaleel do that very well yet, and maybe I just missed it. Ben,
he's big enough,
thoughts?
Right? He's pretty small.
That's not his role.
That's about Hart. Yeah, it's not his role. But who's fills that role? It should be. Well,
I mean, Omarion Hampton is like 6'1", 225. I don't know.
He's big enough to do it. Like he could do it if we get him.
He's like that.
First rounder. We happy with that in the first round?
I'd be fine with it, Ben.
Okay.
I don't like drafting for need, and I want to get the best player available. I feel like that's what the Eagles do, and it's set them up for success. And you can convince yourself like, oh, he's a first rounder because we need it, but that's just not how you win from now on, as Elway talked about.
Yeah. I'm with you guys. I'm with you. We can move on.
I'll tell you this. It's a lot more interesting, and I'm not going to be mad at him for anything because they did the hardest thing. Finally, they drafted the quarterback last year, and you can have other conversations now.
Yeah, I love it. I love that we're not talking about quarterbacks and coaches right now. That is so refreshing. Cowabunga, Hufanga, Ben. You have got to be so psyched right now, dude.
Oh my goodness! I'm surprised I still have my shirt on, dude. Oh my goodness,
Let's keep it on, but I'm happy for you.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Incredible pickup here. Like you're just hearing all of these former connected people, like even Ed McCaffrey, come out and just be like, "Y'all just got one of them ones," and truly, probably like a $20 million safety had he not been injured. And he didn't have like Greg Dulcich type injuries where they're just like nagging and they never go away. It was a knee injury and he was back, and then he got a concussion, which could happen to anybody. So
that was a wrist.
Like a legit, not just a Pro Bowler, but an all pro. And so to go from PJ Locke, who I loved, to upgrade it to that, where Brandon Jones had really stepped up. We have the best secondary in the entire NFL, and that's not even a crazy take.
Let's go.
That's a cold hard fact.
That might be a little crazy, but DMac, is he crazy? Is it?
No, I can't argue. I mean, where's the weak spot? And you could make the argument they were a little bit weak, or maybe we'll see what's what up the middle of the field. Well, look where they improved everything. I mean, straight up the middle.
That.
So no, I mean, I don't know. Jaquan McMillan as your nickel corner. But he's all right. He's made some good plays. We all like Riley Moss and Pat Surtain, right?
Yeah.
Depth is always an issue for every team, so we'll see. But good luck finding holes with this Broncos defense on paper.
Absolutely.
At least it's unbelievable.
Yeah. Love it. Great takes. Tie ball game, guys. Let's go. Ben, did you do some push-ups before you came on or anything?
Oh yeah. I did. Probably can tell.
Bar.
Just popping.
No, I couldn't tell. That's why I asked.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
DMac, are we done? Are we gonna go with Singleton and
Stranaut,
or
are we drafting a punter? I mean,
I don't know what we're doing at punter. I don't talk about punters on the show, DMac. Come on.
All right. Well, you
Take
asked
a point away from them. Take a point away.
Wait, let me check the
You
board.
asked if we're done. You asked if we're done.
I done it linebacker. Read the damn thing right here. Are we done at inside linebacker? Let's go.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
That's a deduct.
Reading
That's 1
skills.
point.
Are we done it inside line? Yeah, because I mean it's Greenlaw, Singleton, Stranad, Drew Sanders. We're done. We've got starters. We got depth. What else is there?
Yeah. I keep thinking they're gonna keep Singleton until he proves he can't play or he's not healthy.
Probably. Yeah, sure.
Let's just keep him. $7 million or whatever it is. Let's go.
It would be great if Drew Sanders figured out how to play football again. I mean, that would be the best situation if that were to happen.
Yeah.
DMac, what's the deal in a locker room with like the PA, the Players Association rep? Like, because that's what Singleton is. Does that give them any more like safety, like being in the union or like I've never covered and actually been in the locker room. Like, does that he could still get cut just like anybody else, or what is that?
He could, but listen, he's in a leadership position and Broncos clearly like him. So like here's the key. We're going into what will be Sean Payton's third year. Do you think there are guys on this team who Sean doesn't like at this point?
Oh no, he's gotten rid of most of them. There's got to be just a few left that he's going to have to get rid of. But
when you look at guys who aren't on the team anymore, that you're kind of like, they just weren't Sean Payton guys. The end. That's it. And no, this is his team more than ever, which is a significant reason why Von Miller won't be back here.
Oh, God, deduct 1 point. Okay. That's a heartbreaker.
We're deducting for the truth?
You know, he kills you with truth. He will.
The truth has no power here, DMac. I hate to tell you, this is all about me. Okay. Know your host. Get to know your host. Richie Rich says, is no one going to talk about the fact that both of our signings have been injured? I mean, we need them to stay healthy. Of course we do. Rich, we signed him. We know what we're getting into. I'm assuming, the coaches do know.
Well,
the staff knows that they're injured, and you're rolling a little bit of dice, but that's the price that we paid for them. I think we paid fair prices for them.
Here's free agency. Free agency is closing time at the bar. All right.
Oh God,
you gotta make a decision.
Kids,
one way.
Turn this off right now.
Well,
just tell my daughter and my wife, don't watch the rest of the show. Go
are
ahead,
you
D-Man.
chewing your arm off, or are you happy with your decision the next morning? And obviously, things could go sideways. But the only people who are available at 2 a.m. at the bar are people that are there at 2 a.m. at the bar.
That's free agency.
Draft is different. Draft is marriage. Draft is walking down the aisle. Yeah. Draft is a whole different thing. But,
God bless you.
Dude, we're at Fuddruckers and the bells ring.
Oh, gosh. But you look, Emmanuel Sanders,
straighten us out, man.
DeMarcus Ware, like those aren't 2 a.m. at Fuddruckers. That's at least Applebee's on a date night. Like you can score somebody who somebody else gave up on, and you're good, All
right, same. It's Randy Gregg. You want to?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We could keep going back and forth if you want to go through it. And even DeMarcus Ware was beat up. I mean, at the minimum, but he was an important character. He was a vitally important character guy. He was incredible. Emmanuel Sanders, that was a fun one too, because he really should have been with the Chiefs.
Yeah, he was at the Chiefs, and they called him and said, "Get the hell out of there! Come out, we're signing you." And he walked out.
That was a good one. That's a really good one actually, because he had a lot of juice left in the tank.
Handled that a lot better than the fax gate.
Well, oh my God. Well, that's the most ridiculous Elvis Dumerville. That's the most ridiculous story of all time.
Jaime Vega. If Peyton lands Cooper Kupp, will he be forgiven for? Oh, he's already been forgiven.
Oh, I forgave him.
He's already been forgiven, Jaime. I'm sorry.
Not an issue.
Wait, was that actually his choice? Like DMac, one of the things you covered better than anyone is just the atrocity of our ownership group. Like that was, and you asked Goodell about that at the Super Bowl, right? Like how bad our ownership stuff was, and.
I did. I asked him years and years ago, and then Mike Silver, who had a beef with me, actually made fun of me for asking that question on NFL Network, which he apologized to me later on, and me and Silver are fine. But it was going so long that it was to the point where, what are you doing, Roger? Like, come on now. We got to figure this out. I'll tell you this. You want the richest owner in the league to own your team, okay? And you want him to care. And Greg Penner is both of those things.
Both of those, yeah.
And you want that. Don't be angry at billionaires. Your team has to be owned by a billionaire. That's just the way it goes. So if we're in the land of billionaires who we just ethically hate out of jealousy, let's get over that and be happy that we have the richest guy. But we should love billionaires to a certain degree.
Yeah, of course.
Depends on the billionaire. Let me just be clear about that.
Yeah, I let them come park Teslas in my front yard.
There you go.
We wouldn't have Walmart if it wasn't for billionaires, guys.
Apparently, there's plenty of available Teslas to be purchased. So, whatever you want to do. Yeah. So to me, it's night and day because of the owner. It was I'm telling you, Mike, I'm glad you brought it up. It was the biggest reason why things went so sideways. There was no checks and balances when it came to football. And I laugh when everybody says Sean Payton is going to get rid of George Payton. Nobody is doing nothing without Greg Penner signing off on it. Now, he's going to give certain autonomy based on whatever your job is. George Payton gets to hire the Southwest Regional Scout. Nobody's paying attention to that. But do you think any major decision, and the GM is a major decision, is happening without Greg Penner signing off? Ain't happening.
No, he's hands-on.
Sean Payton does have significant power. He does. But the buck does not stop at Sean Payton. It stops with Greg Penner.
Yeah. Wow. Let's go. You don't get this sort of information anywhere else, Ben. Did you notice that? Are you streaming this on your channel, Ben?
No, I don't even know how to do that, dude.
God, you're such a dude. What the hell, man?
I'll link to it after.
I'll take it all. I guess I'll take it all. I get it all tonight. All right, let's just touch on a little bit of our new favorite player, Evan Ingram. DMac, if you've watched any of this guy, you have to be excited for the Denver Broncos right now, right? Like, this guy's a player. Like, we haven't seen, like Ben said, we haven't seen anything like this in a long time. And I honestly had not paid attention to him. But when the chase was going on, I started looking, started doing a little stuff. I follow guys that do all that film stuff. And I was watching. I was like, man, I really want this guy. We got him. What are your thoughts?
I'm thrilled. I was an Evan Ingram fan when he was with the Giants way back a few years ago. I think it's great. I think the whole hey, you got to be able to block as a tight end is a very old-fashioned concept.
I agree.
And I'm absolutely thrilled.
Yeah, awesome. Ben, I know you're excited.
Oh my goodness, dude. Yeah, because at the trade deadline, we all were pounding our fists give a second or third round pick for him. And the only caveat is that he had a labrum issue. And one of the sneaky things the Broncos have done better than ever in Broncos history is keep guys healthy. That the past 2 years under Bo Landry, he's totally changed. I don't know what Lauren Landau was doing, and I've heard he's a great dude. But
knock on wood,
guys hurt all the time, and we've been bottom 2 in the league for injuries, and players miss for injuries. And you talk about a player who over a 17-game series on averages 776 yards over 17 games. That would be the best we've ever had since Julius Thomas, whose best year ever was 784 yards in a season. So you're talking an average year for Evan Ingram is almost the best year we've had since Julius Thomas. He's a red zone monster. He is going to carry this Broncos team like DMac has carried every radio station he's been on, and that's a cold hard fact.
Let's go. A little sucking up at the end, got 5 more points.
No, but that's a sideways that's a sideways compliment because it implies DMac has been on several different radio stations.
Oh shit. Which is so jaded.
It's true.
DMac.
Nobody's been fired more than your boy right here. Ain't no doubt about it.
Just take the compliment. Don't be so jaded. Good Lord. All right, I'm just checking the stream. No signings. Now, did you guys see that last minute? I don't remember who put it, but they are expecting a Kupp decision tonight.
Let's stream live.
How crazy is that shit? Like, I've seen that several times, and this is from National. Like, they would expect a decision tonight. So I think there are things going on that we don't know about. So just pardon me. I was just checking the stream. We're safe. Nothing's happening. Everybody's
DMac,
still guessing.
You're friends with Adam Schefter and ran a marathon with him. Read between the lines of what he said on your show. Mike tweeted it out. Do you think Kupp is coming here? He said on your show, Cooper Kupp, if he had his choice, would go to Denver. What does that actually mean?
I did some digging on this, and I think if Kupp wants to be here in Denver, he will have the opportunity to do so, but it would be at a lower end of the financial scale. So, and I don't think the Broncos are going to be cheap. I just think they have a number in mind. I don't think they're going to press it. I think they will talk to him and probably make him some sort of offer like that. So I think that's all true. But I don't think the Broncos are going to bend over backwards. Like Ingram was a high target for them. High target.
Okay, so that's fair.
And they still were a little bit under. I mean, they were under enough what Ingram and his agent wanted so that he did go see the Chargers. So if Kupp really wants to be here with the Broncos, and it brings up a great question, is it about the money or being where you want to be? And I think we're going to probably, Mike, find out tonight. I mean, that makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I think
you see less than, back in the day with free agency, you used to see guys visit teams all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do that anymore. Not really.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be a little bit about both, but I don't know much about Cooper Kupp, like his personality, but I do have the feeling that just the vibe I get from him is that if it's 11 million, 10 million, and 9 million,
gone. He won't be here.
I'm just saying what
he won't be here. I'll tell you this right now. He will not be here if that's the number.
Okay, forget the number. That's not my point. The point I'm making is if team A is 11 and team 2 is 12 and team 3 is 13 or whatever that window is, if he's 18, 17, 15, I don't know. Wherever that is, he would he seemed like the kind of guy that would say, I'll take 2 mil less to play there, or at least go back. They went back for Ingram, Walmart money.
I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think
you don't think they'll do it with Kupp.
The Kupp, no. By the way, wouldn't we all love to live in the world where Josh Allen said, "What's five?" Dude. At the end of the day, what's $5 million?
Right. Don't you feel like Bo is that kind of guy, though?
Is that just me that feels that way?
Bo's what kind of guy?
Bo's the kind of guy who would take less to stay with his team.
Oh, we'll see. Hopefully, we'll see. Hopefully we never see. Actually, Hopefully, we'll never know what that's like.
Such a pure heart.
Yeah, he is.
You're so sweet.
My dream: playing catch in the backyard, shirtless with Bo next.
Is that
happen.
it?
Yeah.
Well, he lives up here at Castle Pines.
I can do it. Yeah, he's right down the road.
Yeah, snake through a fence. Take your shirt off. I'm sure nobody would catch you.
Who was the Broncos player who got caught in a La Quinta parking lot in the bushes with a shirt off? DMac will remember.
Yeah, it's oh God, it's such a great story. He's from Napa. Safety. Oh my God, went to Oregon. Oh my Lord, it's such a great story. I'm forgetting his name. Oh my God, Oregon.
When was this?
It's such a good story. It's with John Fox. Safety. Oh. It was. By the way, it was the Shane Company though. It was the jewelry place. Oregon Safety, Broncos, wood chips.
John Boyette.
Oh, you beat me to it.
Point for me.
I would have never got there.
Let me tell you a John Boyette story really quick with Fox. Foxy talks like this. He goes, we didn't even know his first name. I go, what do you mean? Well, all the coaches would just say fucking Boyette, and nobody knew his first name. But he was one of these guys. Unfortunately, we're making some fun of somebody who's got a drinking problem. That's bad. But he was an intense dude. Like at practice, and he was always messing things up and getting in the way. He was a very aggressive sort of player, and was a star there at Oregon. But we always laughed. He came off the mean streets of Napa, which is where he was from. But yeah, he got hammered. I think he hit somebody at that bar that's over there at Arapahoe in 25. There's been a few different names there. And then he hid from the cops in wood chips at the Shane Company.
Oh my God.
Buried himself in wood chips.
Look it up. And that's, that's not the best training camp story though, because Matt Prater has the best one. Matt, you know the Matt Prater story, right?
He had prostitutes or something, or
wasn't
it, close?
Okay,
close.
The story.
Well, I'll tell it really quick. So in the day, the Broncos had tags you'd wear on your rearview mirror, a credential, basically had your name on it so you could park in the parking lot during training camp and the whole thing. Prater picked up a stripper from Shotgun Willie's and he took her out, and he was in a parking lot at a hotel, and he backed into a car and there were construction workers or security people that were working at IKEA that was being built at the time, and they saw him do it, and they told the cops this guy did it, and the cops went to another hotel. Like, he was at a hotel with her. He just drove to another hotel, like the closest next hotel.
Across the street.
The cops found his car because his ID badge was there, and they recognized the car. They knock on the door, and he begged them not to, they'll fire me, whatever.
Of course, yeah.
And the dancer had no idea who he was. I'm not calling her a prostitute.
No.
But that was what was going on that night. I skipped through that story too. There's all sorts of other incredible details with that one.
Well, what is it with kickers?
Thankfully for Matt, real quick, he got himself sobered up. He's still in the league to this day, I believe.
Wow, crazy. He
was had a great career. He's got a wonderful wife, family, the whole thing. But that was a down moment for him with the Broncos, no doubt.
Oh my God! All right,
fun stories, man. I like the fun stories.
When you asked me how long the episodes were, this is what
all right.
happens.
Well,
people come on mic'd up and they want to tell stories, and I'm all here for it.
They're fun.
I'm here for it. I like the guy that put up the chat that said that we signed Kupp, which of course is not true.
I know.
Thanks for playing anyway. I was like, whatever. Well, guys, I think we should probably play a little game, right? Let's do that.
Shirts on or off? We'll go shirts and skins.
Keep your shirt. New game tonight, guys. We are playing Taboo. And Ben, you get to go first. Here's the deal. I got a minute on the clock. I have not looked at these yet. I got 10 each. We're going to see how many we can get. And you're going to try and guess the name of the player, Ben. Do not embarrass me in front of my new friend. All right?
Yeah, deal.
All right, I'm going to look at the first one just so I can see oh my God, that's a gimme. I'm going to give you the point. Oh, wait a minute. Just so we can all see this. We got a tie ball game here, boys. 52-52, which is, what is that, Trevathan? Somebody help me out. I need a 52.
Oh, my God.
This is a good 52.
All right, 52 on that right off the bat.
If I don't win this, I'm January 6th in this. I will go to the Capitol and I will.
You're totally winning. Yeah, DMac can't win first time on. Come on, I got to get him back. I got to get him mad and bring him back in. Are you ready? Taboo Edition. I'm going to give you whatever I can except the number and the name.
Okay.
But you got to come up with the name of the player. Are we ready?
Gotcha. Yep.
I hope they didn't put anybody in here I don't know. And I got a clock ready and begin. Super Bowl 50 MVP. Just released by the Bills.
Von Miller.
So easy. Oh, geez. Defensive end. He's got a great laugh. He was on KOA for a
Alfred
while.
Williams. Yeah. No, he was on 104.3, the fan with the best show.
He howls when he makes a sack. Super Bowl 50.
Derek Wolf.
He hunts. He kneels and prays when he scores. A quarterback.
Yeah.
Oh, short from Louisville with long arms, defensive end.
Dumerville.
Oh my God, here we go. Oh, he's a breaker of chains, the no-fly zone.
Keep to lead.
Let's go. Smiling assassin, Hall of Famer, not Christian Okoye on his ass.
Steve Atwater?
Let's go. Oh, they call him Stink, and he was in Super Bowl.
Oh, Mark Flair. Best chili ever, dude.
Oh, we stole him from Kansas City. Defensive line. To play DL in 33 Super Bowl. Big guy. Come on.
Neil Smith.
Yes, let's go. Hard-hitting safety. General manager of the 49ers.
John Lynch.
Oh, timer. Sorry.
How many did I get, though?
9 out of 10. Let's go.
I like that. That's fun.
That was impressive.
961. Well done, Ben. Ben, I'm so proud of you. I just want you to know I'm proud of you.
Thank you, guys.
You came in like a big boy.
Training all week for this. This is my Super Bowl.
This is going to be embarrassing for me.
No, you are going to nail this. I'm going to give you the best clues.
Peter and Eileen.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the best clues. All right, I'm looking at the first one. Oh, you got this one. Your money. How long have you been covering the Broncos?
Since 1999.
You got all these. You got them because
that's kind of ridiculous, right?
I know my wife and kids didn't go past. Well, I guess I don't know that. We're gonna find out. Actually, looking at this,
I'm gonna screw something up. That's easy. I guarantee.
All right, I'm gonna do the best I can. This is on me too. Don't forget. We're a team now. We're a team now. All right. Here we go. Reset. Oh, I'm nervous now. I feel like the pressure's on. Jeez. All right. Here we go. And receiver, officer, Rod Smith. Very easy guy.
Ed McCaffrey.
Oh gosh. Wide receiver with Cutler. shares a name with a linebacker?
Brandon Marshall.
Oh gosh, our franchise left tackle till mid 2015, maybe All Pro.
Ryan Clady.
Yes, let's go. Oh, the quarterback before Elway, Super Bowl 1977.
Steve DeBerg.
Oh, Salt would be named after him.
Craig Morton.
Yes, let's go.
Oh my God.
Linebacker, outside linebacker on ESPN with Chris Berman. And
Tom Jackson.
One of the three amigos.
Mark Jackson.
With like our defensive coordinator, same initials.
Vance Johnson.
Let's go. Oh, we traded this running back to Washington for Champ.
The Clinton Portis.
Yes, best kicker of all time. Broncos leading scorer. Oh, the fullback for TD in the Super Bowls.
Howard Griffin.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Early. Oh shit! Again, timer.
DMac, those were good.
That was
9 out of 10.
Those
Did
were
you just
good.
blame
dude.
me for that?
Well, you went older school. Ben, how would you have done on that?
I would have done horrible. I had Steve Atwater and Ryan I would have done, I didn't know the Three Amigos.
These were like all old school,
Morton,
and yours were. And the
I
funny
screwed
thing
that
is,
up.
Yeah.
I didn't know that it went Morton to Elway. Really? I thought DeBerg was in there. No.
He may have been, but I just went with Morton
clue.
because I thought you would. Like, who would be the quarterback before that?
I guess I was overthinking it. Well, listen, I was a huge Craig Morton fan. A little history. When I was in third grade in 1977, ouch. My dad wanted to be the next Hunter Thompson. We moved to Steamboat Springs. I actually spent third grade in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. We skied. We had a great time, and the Broncos went to the Super Bowl. That's why I became a lifelong Broncos fan.
Let's go.
New England, but I was in Colorado in 1977. All I wanted from Santa Claus was an Orange Crush t-shirt. That was it. So my love for the Broncos actually goes pretty deep. And my dad, to this day, thinks Craig Morton had gambling debts. And that's why the Super Bowl didn't go. And you know what? In 1977...
Hey, you don't know.
You know?
You never know.
Do
That's
I get
a great
point
story.
For knowing DMac's dad's name is PETA?
PETA, that's
he does
right.
trainings and he's amazing. Yeah.
Yes, that's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, that was fun. We might have to keep that one. I like that one.
I like that game, dude. I like
Let's
that.
see. What do we got? What are these guys saying? Prater. Prater's How I Met Your Mother story. All right, that's. Woodward for 52. Glenn Hauser, 5280 podcast over at MHRT. Great stuff. Oh, Neil, see, these guys know. These guys know the answers. Thanks for not running. I didn't put the chat up there and run it for these guys. That was great. You guys both got 9.
Okay.
I 10 of them and 60. That's tough, man. That's just the right amount of time, I think. We're going to keep that one. We're keeping that bit. Let's do some quick hits here. Let's talk about a couple of things here. Zach Allen. What's the deal with that? DMac, let's start with you. He needs a raise. He wants a raise.
Yeah.
Do we give it to him now? How does that work? Do we
save yourself money? I mean, that's the truth with all these guys. If it's a guy that you want, guy you want to keep, you are smart if you can afford it to do it sooner than later. So sure. I mean, why not? The guy's unbelievable.
Yeah. Ben, thoughts?
I want to be controversial just for good TV or radio or whatever this is, but yeah, truly, I agree. I guess devil's advocate would just be like, there's a lot of dudes who want to get paid. Like, we got to re-sign Nick Benito. We got to re-sign ECJFM all over Twitter. Like, talking about feeling
he's saucy,
dogged. So it's kind of like you got to pick those. And I mean, we know Vance Joseph loves him. So if Vance is back next year and doesn't get a defensive coordinator or head coach job elsewhere, I would guess we sign him back. But if our defense plays like I think it will, Vance Joseph will be a head coach somewhere next year. So maybe we don't sign him. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we need to.
Yeah,
I agree. Too. I agree with DMac. And I'm gonna give him an extra point.
Gosh,
I'm sorry. It's cheaper now to do it. You do it now, and then it pays off later. The longer you wait, the more expensive it gets. Ben, does Geno move the needle for you at all?
No, not even like an iota. A wise man once said, free agency is like 2 a.m. at Fuddruckers. But we like, of anyone who knows, and if you go on Twitter right now, Raiders fans are injuring themselves from patting themselves on the back, saying like, we're back, baby. Like they
say that every year.
We have been on that carousel. Teddy Bridgewater, Joe Flacco, Case Keenum. I mean, the list goes on and on. Mark Sanchez, butt fumble. Like, we've tried that. If if the Seattle Seahawks are moving on from him for a 3rd round pick, he's got 0 left in the tank. So I think the thing that would worry about them is like if they draft Shedeur at 6, I do think he's going to be a good quarterback, but I'm not worried about the Raiders this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. DMac, Geno fear? Do you live in fear of Geno?
I do not. I don't exactly understand what the Raiders are doing. They're not out of the Shedeur Sanders sweepstakes, but they did give up a 3rd round pick for Geno Smith. So are you really going to use a 1st and a 3rd round pick on quarterbacks? It doesn't seem to make sense. And by the way, I think there's a lot of BS smokescreens going on. I think Shedeur is going to go very high in the draft. And maybe the Raiders have the intelligence or they're finding out Shedeur is going to go to the Browns or the Giants or something. And he might not be around. On the surface, it doesn't make sense. But, I mean, what were the Falcons thinking with Michael Penix Jr. and Kirk Cousins last year? Stupid is as stupid does, and nobody is stupider than the Raiders traditionally. So it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I would much rather, and I think Seattle might be a dumpster fire this year anyways, but I would much rather have Sam Darnold than Geno Smith.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Well, and when the Raiders were in the running for Stafford, then I was nervous because you go from AP and Gardner Minshew to Pete Carroll and Matt Stafford. That scared me with Brock Bowers, but I'm not. And Geno Smith's not a good locker room dude. Like he stiffed his best friend on showing up at a charity event, and his friend punched him so hard that he broke his jaw and he got his jaw wired shut. So Geno Smith missed an entire season from like not showing up for his friend in the locker room, creating beef, and like it's what caused Rex Ryan to get fired from the Jets. So it's not like he's this great culture lifter either, like a Zach Wilson maybe was. So I'm not worried at all. And Raiders are gonna Raider.
No, you got to give Ben points for that. He got best friend broken jaw.
Yeah, I got that.
I didn't even know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I gave him a couple bonus points for that.
Thanks, guys.
Those weren't even pity points. Those were you earned those, Ben.
Thank you,
for
sir.
once. DMac.
Yes.
From a listener, Jay Weaver.
That's a great.
The Glennon Trubisky doctrine.
Yeah, simple. I'll say it. I'll say it quickly. So, again, this goes with what I found out. Is I didn't realize how terrible it was to draft quarterbacks like pick 20 through 28, 29 in the 20s. But it is horrible. And there's only 2 teams that have done it 3 times. The Denver Broncos and the Cleveland Browns. Little DMac game here. Can you name all 6 of those quarterbacks? It's happened to 2 teams 3 times. Can you name all 6 quarterbacks the Browns and the Broncos collectively drafted in the 20s?
Brock Osweiler.
Nope. Brock Osweiler was a 2nd rounder. Drew Lock was a 2nd rounder.
Okay. In the 50s.
First round in the 20s.
Tim Tebow. Oh, that was a
Tebow.
30.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Tebow.
Yep.
The Browns, though, you want Browns?
They did it 3 times. Yes, you should know them. They're all relative. Well,
wasn't there one of them like the 28-year-old?
Yes. What's his name? You're right.
Whedon.
Brandon Whedon.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, Whedon. And then, Cutler was 11. So we're looking for Broncos draft picks.
Broncos
in the 20s.
and Browns. Who were they? You got 2 of them.
And
You
Drew
got
Lock
Tebow
was
and
41.
Whedon.
He was 2nd round.
How about, you want me to help you here? Or do you need
help us?
You need some help?
Yeah.
Brady Quinn.
Oh,
shit.
Yeah.
How about this? Does this
Cleveland?
Oh, Johnny Manziel.
Yep. Tommy Maddox.
Let's go. Tommy Maddox
was
like
in
90,
the 20s.
91 or something.
Gosh,
like
you know what? I'm actually forgetting. There's one more Bronco guy. Tebow. Paxton Lynch. Paxton Lynch.
Okay.
So what happened was.
Wait a minute. He was
a first-round pick.
First round pick in the 20s.
He wasn't in the 20s, was he?
Oh, sure was. They moved up to get him.
You guys tried to jump the Dallas Cowboys, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. So what I found out when I started, because at the time I was like, that's exciting. You get a quarterback. Then I did research and realized, oh my God, this is a disaster around Tebow. Even though I was like, hey, listen, if we're going to win, here's how you can do it with Tebow. But what I realized as I started doing research is that you need to move up as high as you can in the draft. And the Bears moved up 1 spot, from 3 to 2 to get Mitch Trubisky, and they had Mike Glennon. So I would have sounded so much smarter if this was the Smith-Mahomes doctrine,
right.
because what the Chiefs did is exactly the same, and it would have sounded so much better if I called it the Smith-Mahomes doctrine. Yeah. However, the concept is the same. You can't choose when you suck. So if you're in a position and you need a quarterback, you need to be as aggressive as you can to move up to get your guy. And again, tough luck. If it ain't the year for a quarterback class, then just rinse and repeat. And had the Broncos done this in 2021, even though everybody understands Pat Surtain's a better football player than Justin Fields, it wouldn't have led to Russell Wilson and that pit of misery, which was 2 first rounds, 2 second rounds, and a partridge in a pear tree. And I get it. Surtain's incredible. He's amazing. But even if Fields hadn't worked out, you could have just done it again, and you would have had the ammo to do it. Now, people say, well, the Broncos coaches would have screwed it up anyways. That's assumed incompetence syndrome.
Yeah, I don't
ascribe to AIS. Just because something happened one place doesn't mean it would happen another place. And frankly, had you drafted Justin Fields, you would have been in on Fields since January. You would have fired Vic Fangio, thank God, and you would have figured it out. But that was one of the most messed up drafts of all time, because if you remember that room, because they videotaped it, you had George Payton look around, safe pick, safe pick, safe pick. We know Fangio wanted Surtain, but guess who the assistant was in the room that day?
Darren Mooney, who is now in the Jets and just went and got him.
Boom. So the Glennon Trubisky doctrine is sort of along those lines. If you need a quarterback, be aggressive, move up to get one. You can't choose when you suck. Nobody has a crystal ball. You don't know when one guy's going to work out better than another based off college, combine, pro day, blah, 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 blah. You just got to go for it is basically what it is.
Yeah. Yep. Love that.
Well, we don't even have to worry about it because we got Bo Chapman, dude, and it's amazing.
And that's done. And it's done for the next decade plus.
Yeah. I'm a just keep swinging at quarterback until you get one. Don't care.
You got to keep going.
Keep swinging.
You got to keep going.
All the talk about building the team and then getting your quarterback is the
bunch of bullshit
thing I've ever heard.
And listen, for everybody who loves Surtain and is giving me a hard time about this, everybody except for George Payton that was in the room that day is gone from the Broncos. Everybody is gone. We're 2 coaches past. We're like 7 coordinators past that moment. So that was your plan? Draft Surtain, fire the entire room, worst trade possible with Russell Wilson, and now look at it all worked out. Are you incompetent? That is ridiculous thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. Ben, I mean, I called this a win for you, but I mean, DMac showed up late, fourth quarter. He's a fourth quarter player.
He's been doing stuff like all day, man. So he's better than me. I'm actually amazed. I want to be DMac. I didn't go
I'm
to
actually
Syracuse.
amazed
My bad.
At his age, he can put out this much content.
I'm not slowing down. 55 is the new 25 as soon as the fucking kids move out the house. I'm telling you.
That doesn't happen.
I'm about to go downstairs and get wasted in about 10 minutes whenever we're done with this.
They come back.
They come back.
They come back. Trust me.
Don't tell me that.
They come back.
They come back.
All right. One more before the big debate, guys. What do we think? Is the cup half full or not? We want Cooper Kupp on the team, right? We talked about it a little bit, but like this is kind of real, right? I know what you're saying, DMac, but there's actually a chance that Cooper Kupp could be a Bronco. Like, I know it's a stretch, but this is not like some far-fetched bullshit. Like, there's a lot of national reporting that the Broncos are actually really interested in this guy. And I understand the numbers are going to be a problem, but
it's not going to be a problem.
We don't know.
No, the numbers aren't going to be a problem.
If they want it to be.
It's going to be if Cooper Kupp wants to be here or not. The numbers will not be a problem. Well, they'll be a problem if he gets – the Broncos aren't going to get in a bidding war for Cooper Kupp. But they'll make an offer, and if he wants to be here, he can be here.
Yeah. Ben?
Dude, I would lose my mind if we got Cooper Kupp here. Like, I think you take Bo Nix. We all just talked about, like, hey, give Bo a weapon. And if all of a sudden you give him a Pro Bowl tight end who, is second all-time ever of catching in a year. He had 114 catches one year, and then it was broken 2 years later by Kittle, I think. But you massively gave him the middle of the field, which Russell Wilson could never see, and Bo Nix, it just opens up.
Talk about Cleveland's new quarterback.
Oh my gosh.
Their problems are solved, guys.
Broncos country. Let's ride.
That looks
Imagine.
good.
Oh.
All right, look at this.
That's pretty cool right there.
I mean, you got Sutton out here, you got Hampton and Mims over here. Look at Cooper.
That's
over
fun.
Here in the Z. Like
that's fun.
Shout out Patrick Chiotti for this, Coach Pat. But like, wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, that would be fun,
dude. Because everyone's talking about who's gonna stop our score on our defense and doing that. But you look at that right now, and huge caveats like, hey, stay healthy, Ingram, stay healthy, Kupp. But you look at that, who's stopping that?
That makes me super excited.
Yeah. Where's Vele and Troy Franklin in that mix?
Exactly.
Well, Troy's getting bitched out for dropping the damn ball.
No, but Troy came on when it mattered most in Buffalo and scored a bomb, man. And we were a doinked field goal away from being tied with the Buffalo Bills at halftime in a playoff game. And we upgraded every single aspect of this team. Like, we are hosting a playoff game. We're going to win the AFC West next year.
Hey, by the way, now that you came to this view, let me just point out. That's me and Adam Schefter. Back in 2003. How about that? Boston Marathon.
Do you still run?
No, running. I bike. I bike a lot. I biked about 25 miles today. I love biking. I have a very love-hate relationship with run. I've done 10 marathons. I got here's some. They're right behind me. That's Boston Marathon medal there, my friends. But running really kills your body. It really does.
Yeah. I don't recommend it.
I loved it. I've loved it for many, many years. It kills me. I went to just all trail running about 3 years ago, and I've run in some amazing trail races here in the state of Colorado. It's been incredible. But even that kind of beats you up a little bit. So I've stayed away from it. I love cycling because cycling is the closest way to tempt death every day. And that's what I really enjoy.
DMac likes to take baths in the Broncos training room when he's interviewing there, and like just get the pits, and then his bike gets stolen, and you get to track it down. It's awesome. Following
that was my bike was stolen outside of Ball Arena, just to be specific.
Okay.
And yes, I did take a shower inside of the Broncos field house.
Yeah.
I'm deducting one from you, Ben, for telling an
Well, if I do have a picture of DMac showering, does that give me a point?
I have that picture. You don't need it.
I sent it to every. I sent it.
Yeah, he sent it to everybody. He's very proud of it.
I don't know if it's that special.
It was fairly special.
Yeah, but it was a large group text.
It was cold. It was cold.
I was still proud.
Yeah, you should be. You should be, guys. We are at the end. Thank God, you poor. Thank you so much for coming in tonight, you guys. I'm always so thankful for everyone who comes in. We have to do something before we go, though.
Wait, I fucking lost? Is that
Not
it?
Yet. No, you got. You haven't lost yet. You're going to. You haven't lost yet.
All right, we got more.
There's a chance. This is it. This is the big debate.
All right.
Ranking the AFC West QBs, top to bottom. Ben, I know yours. I can guess yours. Give them to me. Mahomes. Say it. I'm not going to punish you tonight.
Bo Nix. Right. It's going Mahomes, Bo Nix, Herbert, and Geno Smith. But I mean, you look.
He knows the audience. All right, well done.
Justin Herbert throwing 4 interceptions when it matters the most. You look. Bo Nix has a better offensive line. I think Bo Nix will have a better year than Mahomes, but Mahomes is the greatest of this era right now.
Yeah, I'm
going to be like the
just
Tennessee.
For saying it. I'm deducting 1 point. DMac,
I'm going to be like the Tennessee Titans, and I know
9-7.
It's week 18, and I'm just going for a draft pick right now. So let's go Geno Smith, Bo Nix, Herbert, and then Patrick Mahomes.
Are you ranking them in order of top to bottom?
I'm trying to tank this. I'm doing what teams should do. I'm trying to throw this so I can get the top draft pick next year.
And then draft a khaki pants quarterback.
I'm leaving.
I don't even know how to handle this anymore.
I'm gonna leave.
You're the second person to play that, to tank that. Tank
I'm
for
the
nothing.
Wait, I'm the second one that
somebody
did that?
else. Somebody tried to do that earlier. Yeah. Try and move the odds.
Wow, I'm not even that.
It's a good play. It's a good play. Hey, what do we got here? We got. Let's just cover this real quick. DMac. It's so hard to keep up with you. Altitude. After Dark,
Okay.
Kill him with the truth.
Yes.
Columbus, Hastings.
Yes.
Like, how many shows do you do right now?
And
where can if there's anybody left on the planet in Broncos country that doesn't know, just give us your shows and kind of when they come out so they know where to find
I'll
you.
just give you tomorrow. So
Yes.
I'm on 9 News at 6:45 talking about the Avs and hockey. I'm on at 7 a.m. The name of the show is About Last Night on Kill You With Truth. That's my podcast. At noon, I'll be on with Tyler Columbus and Scott Hastings on Altitude.
Yeah.
At 5 p.m., I'll be on with Chad Brown, Chuckle at Pain. That's again
Chuckle
on
at Pain.
Kill You With Truth. On Mondays, I'm on Fox 31. I record that, and that's on later at night. Friday night, I'll be at the Lakers, and I'll be doing all digital social media, both for my channel and for Altitude's channel.
Let's
and
go.
that will be my day tomorrow.
Yeah,
So how about
that's
that?
amazing. That's amazing. And we're winning that game, by the way. We're beating the Lakers.
My day is really similar. At noon, I have lunch scheduled by myself.
Lunch.
I'm not going to skip that again. I'm having Journey Spice by Ann and Rosa, and then I got a call with the best realtor ever, which is, of course, Ed Prather. Let's plug all DMac sponsors right here. Let's get them.
Wow, you are a super fan, aren't you?
No, honestly, dude. Like, I guarantee I've listened to as much DMac as his wife probably.
Oh, that's
like
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, every night since I've got a smartphone, I listen to whatever you put out, man. So this is my Super Bowl. Beating DMac. Take that.
Good job, Ben.
Take that.
You guys are great. I love this space. I love interacting with folks like this. It's so much fun. No, bullshit. I get, listen, I'll tell you this. I get college kids on a regular basis, relatively regular, and they ask me, how do I do this? How do I, blah, 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 this sort of thing. My advice has changed over the years. I say, go, start.
Yeah.
Why wait? Everything's at your disposal. Why wait for permission? Just get going. And let's see if you really care about it. So no, not little people. Little people, fuck that. This is the core of people. These are the most important people. And I feel honored to even be asked to do this. And Ben, what you're doing is amazing. And Mike, right on, brother. Keep going at it. I know I have nothing but a tip of the cap, and thank you guys.
Yeah, no, and thank you both. It's just a pleasure having you guys on. DMac for the first time. Such a pleasure to finally meet you and get you on the show. And Ben, congratulations, dude. You finally did it. Look at you go. You're going to have a good day tomorrow. I bet you run and tell your wife.
Babe, I'm on my way up.
Thanks for the warning.
Let's go. This was Mic'd Up. Next, what do we got? Oh, Monday night special. Zach Seegers, Let's Talk Broncos. Sarah Bettinger, Locked On Broncos. These guys, they're geared up. They hate each other, but this was just a joy. Guys, thanks a lot. Let's do it again. I'm having both of you guys back. I'm going to find a better opponent for you next time, though, Ben, somebody that can really, give you some competition. Is this helping your ego at all?
Oh, yeah.
Mic'd Up. Later.